physical therapist.
And I'm Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet,
In
Brad.
our opinion.
In our opinion. Wow, you got that out fast.
I like the gestures, Bob. That's good.
Yeah, I like my hands here. Today we are going to talk about adjusting your crutches.
Right.
You want to make sure you do it correctly because there are problems if you don't.
Right.
Right now, Brad has these adjusted too high.
Right. Yeah, before we get into this, I want to talk about, it was just about a month ago, I had a gentleman come in, bad knee injury, it was serious and he couldn't put any weight on it. And he came in with his crutches, and actually his were too low and I could see it right away. He'd been walking around like this. He says, I'm starting to get a backache and my knee's hurting. And so the first thing we did is adjust the crutches. So on the other hand,
Yeah,
Bob was saying,
either extreme is bad.
and if you're going too high,
Yeah.
well, then what we're looking at
It's compression.
Compression, right?
Under the arm, you have nerve, artery, and veins that are running through here, and you can actually compress on those. And I mean, in theory, you could cause some damage, but at the very least, it's going to be very uncomfortable.
Right.
So
I used to think, well, those should, you bear your weight through your shoulders, and that made sense to me. And it kind of does if you're not aware of why not.
Right.
So what's the first step we're going to do?
well, the first step is we're going to adjust the length. And what you want to do is you want to have it, right now you can see it's jamming up into his armpit there. So you want to adjust it to the point where you can actually get 2 fingers between the top of the crutch and his armpit.
Easily.
So, what did we decide it was at, Brad? You were a little munchkin, 5'8". So, we set that up.
And most all the crutches now are really easily adjustable, and they will have markings on here so that you can easily.
And that's probably where you want to start if you know
Yeah.
what your height is. You want to probably start about right there.
So-
So with the crutch kind of straight up and down, right?
Yeah, mhm.
Brad, I still can get
Yeah,
2
that
fingers.
tickles, Bob. I'll do it. In here. Yeah, right in there.
Like
2
I
fingers.
want to stick my fingers in your armpit. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
been a life ambition.
So-
Okay.
Now, and both of them should be the same. Obviously here I'm a little asymmetrical.
Yep.
Do you like that word, Bob?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or uneven. All right.
So we adjust them both at
Yep.
5'8". All right, now we got to get the arms, the actual grips correct.
Right.
So show Brad what.
Well, what I do is I just say stand up, good posture, tall, let your arms dangle, and put the crutch where you're going to have it when you're walking. In other words, some people like them out a little bit, some like them in a little bit, wherever you're going to walk with them. Let your arm dangle. This should go right at the crease of the wrist. Okay? So if I was up here, I would need to adjust these up. If I was down here, we would need to put these down. And the way these adjust, this is a little more work, and most of them are like this that I've ever worked with, is you little thumb screw, wing nut on the end. You got to take this all the way off.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah,
actually.
this is kind of what you say, oh geez, I got to do that too, but you got to do it. So
This is the one that you're going to spend a little time on.
you pull that out, and of course there's a hole in there. You can look in there like that. It's kind of like a little telescope. It's kind of fun. If you got kids, you're adjusting it for, they enjoy that.
Hi there, matey.
So then,
Did you find the right spot now?
well, I don't know, Bob, where I am. There's a little nylon washer. It's nice to keep that in there. Works a little bit better with that. And you simply tighten it back up. You don't have to tighten this real snug, but make sure you get it snug enough so it doesn't come out. There, that feels
There you
good. Now the weight of your body goes through your hands. So as I'm walking here,
And you can also squeeze.
yeah,
Squeeze them in.
gap here, hold in so you got stability, but the weight goes right through here.
And squeezing.
And squeezing.
Together, so.
You like to
Yeah.
squeeze, huh, Bob?
These are kind of like what I call sympathy sticks, you know, because everybody's going to ask you what's wrong, and then you can also get into battles, Brad.
Well, yeah, when you, that's an issue. Bob, relax, Bob, relax. Give him a cane. You should see him with a cane. All right. So then, you can simply work here, and it works real nicely. Forwards, backwards.
Now
You'll
you-
get teenagers, and they'll start walking. I don't recommend it, but they'll try walking.
Right, without the crutches,
Yeah,
yeah,
they get
so,
pretty good at
yeah.
it too. Is there anything else, Bob?
I think that's it, Brad.
You know, these
Oh.
things, they do come off if you need to clean them.
You know, I have seen some people also, when if they get rubbing underneath the arm, I have seen them take lamb's wool and put it
Oh,
on top
sure,
of this.
you bet.
And even tape it on
Yep.
to because they get sore under the armpits, even though it's not jamming up in the armpit, but just the fact that they're using it all day long.
And if you're gonna get these from your Uncle Stuart or wherever you're gonna borrow them, to make sure they're safe, check the bottom.
Oh yeah, check the tip. I always go like this, like, is it grabbing, is it catching?
If it's wore through to the aluminum
Or if
frame
it's
part,
smooth.
ooh, that will really get slippery and you've got a problem.
Rubber deteriorates over time, no
Yeah.
matter if it's used or not, so you gotta make sure it's gonna actually grip.
Yeah. Be careful
Good
on
point.
the ice, it's a good place to fall with
Yeah.
crutches, okay, and, you know, they're a wonderful tool, and, talking about general health, Bob, how should these people get more information about
Right,
it?
if you're 40 and over, we're gonna want you to make sure that you either go to our website, physicaltherapyvideo.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Physical Therapy Video, because we've got lots of information for when you're 40 and over on how to stay fit and healthy.
Right, there's one more hint, oh, here we go. Make sure you eat your grapefruit. These are one of the healthiest things you can do to keep the colds away from you in the wintertime. Eat your grapefruit.
He's so proud of that. So, thanks a lot.